some people before I interview you, and the general question is, how do you manage your time and do so much?
Well, first, I don't see that I do so much. I could probably do better. Sometimes I have some periods where I don't do that much. And managing time is just needs to be done, basically. If you ask my family, they will complain that I don't manage the time that well. But basically, it's.
Do you do it online? Do you have a notebook where you write everything?
Well, for many things, I need to use a schedule online. Mm-hmm. So I have a calendar in the computer coordinated with the phone, and what's not in there does not exist.
Yeah.
So that's so that I need.
Mm-hmm.
So here I knew that I needed to be here at 2 to have this.
Yeah.
Because it was there, and I looked in the morning. I looked what is the day. So that's one thing that I need to keep track. No longer have the memory to remember all stuff. The other thing is that it's only me, the person that can add things to the calendar. So even if I have secretarial support,
total control of the calendar.
I have to have total control. In a sense, sometimes I already have the feeling that the agenda is dominating my life instead of my life in dominating the agenda.
Yeah.
So that's what I need to put there.
Do you have any other software that you use? Any other mechanism? A special pen, a special notebook?
No, not really. It varies. It varies a bit. Special pen. Yeah. Well, for a couple of years I didn't use, but now that I use this the pen, which is actually an old one, because it was my first master student. In the end, it was nice enough to make a gift, in a sense, a thank you gift. And then I said, well, come on, that's some meaning. After some years, there's some meaning. It was the first one that I advised. It was a lot of work and so on. So I said, okay, that's very cool. And I like to write with fountain pens.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite book?
No, not really. It can vary a lot from some classics to try new authors to see what is the new things, and to sometimes just go to very odd things. So for a while, one thing that gave me huge pleasure to read was just comics.
Really?
Yeah, because there is one particular one about parenthood, which is called Baby Blues. And when I had having small kids, it was kind of reflecting in a humorous way about what is our life, and I could see myself in lots of those situations. So it's something that just gives a little bit of thing. So it's very diverse. Other than that, usually, so let's say I don't like biographies.
Mm-hmm. You have a blog, and it's very currently updated all the time. How do you do it first, and why do you do it?
Well, I do it with the computer and the screen and the keyboard and time. But basically, I try to have the discipline of almost every day write a blog post. Sometimes I program the blogs. I may spend, say, one afternoon reading something that I think will be interesting to discuss in the blog, and I can just make by topic several posts and just schedule them to appear one per week. Why do I do it? Well, I started the blog in 2011 when the Troika was coming in. So they arrived in May, they signed in May, and in June I decided to start the blog. And basically the idea at the time was to say, let's have a serious discussion about what's going on in economics, Portuguese economics. Also, it was a way for me to read the documents that were being published. So if I commit myself to comment on these documents, I'm forced to read them. Otherwise, I'll just pile them up, and I'll find something else to do. Mm-hmm. And so this way it started to work. And I always like to write in a sense. So for a while I had a column in newspapers that ended and said, well, the blog is less stressful than that. It does not need to be this particular day. It can be shorter, longer, can be whatever I want. Then it evolved a little bit on several issues. Also helped me to say, if I want to put my ideas in one place where I can retrieve them later on, and also where I can find the documents later on in some archive, well, the blog serves that purpose. Okay. If I want to have people to have to look on my CV and see my research and so on, okay, I can put there in the blog with links to the to videos and to TV channels where I have one of these mail canal things where I put some video recordings of conferences and so on. So that if I have one place, well, the blog can do it. All these kind of I don't like the word curated things, but it's a little bit of the idea, right?
Yeah.
Everything that I have from the web, so research pages in these several research places that exist, the videos, the PDFs of the papers, appendices to the papers, interventions in conferences and so on. So everything can be in one place. That's fine. You could say, okay, you could have a web page in the university for that. Sure, but usually you have to send those things to an IT guy that will put there, that requires you to use a certain template, and you have to use the same template of everyone. So I like a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.